guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, and I have one bad mamma jamma of a BMW for you. It's this vehicle right here. This is just one of 1,000 BMW M4 CSLs. But before we get into this coupe sport lightweight, that's what CSL stands for, let's talk about what's going on here. So the CSL name badge actually goes back to the 1970s, especially with the 3-liter CSL and of course the race car version of it. That car, very dominant in IMSA racing and got the nickname, because of the crazy aero on it, got the nickname the Batmobile. This CSL doesn't have a Batmobile style to it, but what it does bring is the true essence of what those 3 letters represent at BMW. So this thing went on a major diet when it comes to overall weight, but then of course everything has been fine-tuned like a violin: suspension, brakes, all those goodies, to make it a rival, or at least what BMW says is a rival, to the mighty Porsche 911 GT3. So what I want to find out is BMW right, or are they just out of their mind? Is this M4 CSL the better performance car over a 911 GT3? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, that bright white color, it's called Alpine White, and it is one of 3 colors that were available for the M4 CSL. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna get all that great lighting technology from BMW, especially the way they do that modern interpretation of the halo design. Working your way down, we're gonna get extra aero, and it's all carbon fiber. So you have this carbon fiber splitter with the canards on the corner, and you do have functional venting as well built in to that Alpine White front end. But it's one of those things that all this aero, it's functional, but it also gives this car such an aggressive look. Now, as we come across that front grille, this has been a big controversy for a very long time. I hope everybody's over it, because it looks really good on this particular one, especially with the Alpine White, how they outline the perimeter with the bright red. Of course, you have that celebratory BMW badge. The M4 CSL highlighted by the red really makes it pop. And then on top of that, you're getting massive corner air intakes next to the grille, all carbon fiber to help flow cool air for brake cooling, cooling for the heat exchangers, and for aerodynamics. And I don't know any other M4 that the nose looks as good as on this CSL. My only zonk is I would love it if this gloss black was carbon fiber, because with this being a CSL, we're trying to shave weight, it would have just blended in so nicely, especially with all the other bits of carbon fiber. But let me know if you're finally over it, or you're gonna hold on to a grudge for the rest of your life about that front grille nose area. Now, as we rise up, look at the way they did the stripes on the hood. It's actually the carbon fiber shining through with the deep red around the perimeter of it. So the whole hood is carbon fiber, roof is carbon fiber, and trunk lid is carbon fiber as well, because we're trying to shave as much weight as possible. Love the way those stripes work really well with the rest of the flow of the body. We come around, those nice fender flares, what are we working with? You're gonna, of course, have these forged aluminum BMW Motorsport wheels. There's that celebratory badge. Peeking behind the wheel, you'll notice that almost 16-inch pizza-sized rotor. It's carbon ceramic brake rotor. You have your Ragu sauce 6-piston Brembo caliper. So I didn't know Germans do pizza, but they definitely do pizza size on their brake rotors. And of course, with the Ragu sauce, you just pour that all over. But those are you're gonna shed speed faster than a German Shepherd sheds hair. I promise you that. And that's the whole point of this package, is that it's not just about straight line stuff, it's all about handling and braking and getting that fast lap time. Now, when it comes to overall wheel size, what you're gonna find is up front, we got 19 inches in diameter, 275 on the width up front, 35 series sidewall. Of course, we have the adaptive suspension fine-tuned for the CSL, and these tires are Steven's favorite. He makes sure that every car he ever owns has these tires. They're the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, give you plenty of stick, but also give you some durability as well. Flat black on the wheel. It is a complicated, busy design, and it's gonna be hard to keep clean, but when it's clean, it looks spectacular. Now I'm gonna have Steven actually swing around. I want him to show you that venting, the air curtain in that front fender. We do get a little side fender badge. I wish that this was a functional vent, so I am gonna zonk it, but you do have your M4 badge down there in the red. Up top, notice how the stripe goes into the roof. I love the way they work the M4 CSL. Just the roof sheds about 8 pounds of weight right off the top, and that's gonna help lower our center of gravity. We have carbon fiber mirror caps, and BMW does a fantastic job of actually making them aero pieces. They are power folding when you lock this baby up. Gloss black around the window frame openings, and for some reason, I'm gonna have to zonk that gloss black side skirt. Not because it's not functional or it's ugly, it's just that this should be carbon fiber. It's just gloss black. But what really makes it pop is that nice extra trim of red. Now, as we continue towards the rear, what do we got going on? You're still gonna have your carbon ceramic brake rotors. Tires are 285 on the width, 30 series sidewall. And why do we have a floating rear caliper? Why don't we have Brembos all four corners? That makes absolutely zero sense. If you look at a 911 GT3, you wouldn't see that. So I'm a little sad with that. You do have an electronic limited slip diff. And of course, you have more rubber at the back to launch this thing and to get the power to the ground. Now, as we come towards the rear, like I said, carbon fiber truck. I love the way they sculpted that ducktail kick-up spoiler into the actual trunk, unique just to the CSL. Of course, we're gonna have our M4 CSL badge, full LED lighting, and then working our way down the ground level. Thank you, BMW. We got the carbon fiber rear diffuser, and that quad tip exhaust, flat black, is gonna let that twin turbocharged straight six sing. But you could really see the height of that ducktail from the back trunk area. Even the way they did the BMW badge, that celebratory one, celebrating all their years of motorsports, they built the camera right into the back, which is kind of cool for when you're backing up. But we showed you the outside. Let's go pop the hood and see what is happening underneath it in this CSL. All right, guys, we got that carbon fiber hood pop. Look at the way it's got the M badge right in the bare carbon fiber underneath it. You'll notice the bird cage, that's what they call it. The bird cage strut tower brace tying in your shock top mounts to the front end. The zonk is you're just getting a regular M badging on your engine cover. I would have expected something in carbon fiber. But what is underneath that cover? You have a 3-liter twin turbo straight six pumping out 543 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It is bolted to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 in about 3.2 seconds, quarter mile in 11.1 seconds at 131 miles an hour, top speed 191 miles an hour. MPGs, 16 in the city, 23 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 3,580 pounds. But one of those things, it's all about the balance. I know some of you probably were expecting more horsepower. Remember, the 911 GT3 has a tick over 500 horsepower, and it's a naturally aspirated flat six. But the 911 GT3 does way less than this lightweight, just to put it in perspective for you. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this special BMW and hear what it sounds like. Hi guys. Oh, I wish I had a racetrack right about now, but we're sitting inside this BMW CSL, that M4 CSL. Like I said, one of just 1,000 produced, and that's it. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this? Well, brand new, they were about $145,000. This particular one, the asking price is $114,000. So there has been some good depreciation there that you could take advantage of. When it comes to a 911 GT3, I'll be honest with you, they don't depreciate. Especially the current 992.1 and .2 generations, they don't depreciate. They actually are going for more than sticker. Pre-owned ones. But let's see what you get when you go M4 CSL to the door panels. I do love the clean style. Nice black soft touch material throughout. Contrast stitching, especially the red and the white. The door pocket is large enough for a Wiener Schnitzel and a bottle of root beer. Now going from the door panel to the dash, we got some carbon fiber. It would have been nice if it said CSL right about there. Slide on in, you're gonna get that usual infotainment system. And I actually like this infotainment system and gauge cluster set up better than the new ones that have that one massive big screen. You can see there's our actual M4 CSL, same color. You could pull up all sorts of sports displays. You could also pull up the energy flow, which remember, this is rear-wheel drive. The M4 competition is all-wheel drive. So this is rear-wheel drive. It's about saving weight. But really cool to have those graphics and displays. You got your 3 different modes, all the way up to track mode. Typical AC controls for this generation of BMW. Real volume knob. Wireless charging, which is crazy in a race car. USB-A. And then look at this, the whole center console is all carbon fiber. It's not carbon fiber trim, it's carbon fiber. This guy right here is gonna control your 8-speed automatic transmission. You got your BMW iDrive controller and your bright red start-stop button. A little bit of a palm rest. CSL, you're gonna wanna keep 2 hands on the wheel. This is where you're gonna keep your track day Twinkies. Put 4 of them in here because if you're lucky enough that you have the skills to beat a 911 GT3, the least you could do is give them a Twinkie. This does not open up. There's no actual storage. The storage is here and that's it. Seats, carbon fiber buckets. Love the CSL badge there. Look at that. Within the carbon fiber, the Alcantara, the leather, the BMW Motorsport colors on the actual seatbelt, and you got the CSL badge and the carbon fiber down below. Let me introduce you to something that's not gonna be your best friend. This right here. This is the carbon fiber nutcracker. So your family jewels are really gonna be cracked real wide open when you get into one of these. But this is a seat to hold you in place. It's not really for comfort. It's manual sliding, okay? That's all it does. There's no actual tilting back and forth. I'm gonna have Steven do a squeeze play in between the seats here and show you that the rear seat has been removed and you got a cool CSL badge back there just to let everybody know what the hell's going on if they're confused. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I got a beefy Alcantara wrap steering wheel I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, we're in it to win it on the business side. Love the M4 CSL. Such a historic nameplate. Pedal box right out of a freaking race car. Aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. This is not available as a manual, only an automatic. Here's your seats. Your seat controls right here. This is what you do. There's nothing else. It holds you snug as a bug in a freaking race car rug. It's not for everybody. I promise you that. Remember with the 911 GT3, you can do carbon buckets, but that's an option. This comes with these seats. I'm protecting my family jewels right now so they don't get squished. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room, and then the steering wheel, like I said, Alcantara wrapped all the way around with the bright red top dead center, carbon fiber all over the wheel. You got your M preference buttons and carbon fiber German surfboards for paddles behind the wheel to go up and down that 8-speed. And then your usual 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. It changes when you go into the different modes. So there's sport. And then to get into track, you actually have to hold down and then activate track, and then there's your track mode. So nice to have it real easy to use and not a complicated affair. Now, I would show you a back seat, but if you've been paying attention, there isn't one. So let's get to the trunk because I want to go on throttle in this CSL with you. right, guys, carbon fiber trunk time. We open it up. You'll see, look at that. I wasn't lying. There's your carbon fiber that is not painted all around the base of the trunk. Now, in the trunk area, you're still gonna get usable space, but as you can see, there's no pass-through. They kept that solid to keep the rear of the vehicle rigid. So you're running about 13 cubic feet of space. Don't even ask me about a spare. There is no spare tire. It's a lightweight, man, come on. Use what's upstairs. But what I wanna do is, I wanna use this right here. I wanna go on throttle and take you with me in this M4 CSL, so let's get to it. All right, guys, we're bolted into this BMW M4 CSL. I'm going to shift manually with the paddles, and we do have it in track mode. If you're ready, I'm ready. We're gonna launch it from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Oh my God. So let's talk about what the hell's going on here. You have barely any sound deadening material in here. So you are gonna hear a little bit more road noise, wind noise, and everything else in between. You really feel like you are bolted to this car, which is a good thing because it's gonna allow you to feel everything that the car is trying to communicate to you. From your backside, to your hands, to your feet. You wanna be one with the car because when you're going through the twisty bits, that's gonna allow you to take full advantage of the performance of this vehicle. Now, if you're used to driving other M4s and M3s that have all-wheel drive, this might be a little unsettling to you at first, but I promise you, with the tires, with the suspension, especially with those carbon ceramic brakes, you're gonna be able to get the business done very well. Seats, once you're in them, for a lack of better words, I would say they're comfy. Would you wanna do 1,000 miles without stopping in one of these? No, of course not. But what you wanna do is you wanna go on throttle. Are you ready? Second gear, on throttle, here we go. Woo, look at this. Yeah, nice. Oh my God, the way it shifts is with such precision. And each shift, you feel it. You feel it, and it makes you realize that this car is alive. It's alive, and it's an animal. And it's your job to wrangle it in and to be able to get the most, to extract the most out of it. But crazy to think that they've taken an M4, put it on a diet, added a bunch of other goodies to it, and this is what you're left with. It's freaking mind-blowing. It really, really is. But the shifts, it's with such authority every time you hit one of the paddles. I mean, people around you can't even like stay in their lanes because they just don't know what the car is. They see it coming up behind them. On throttle, here we go. Jeez. The brake pedal feels so good. You're able to modulate it very easily, and there's no brake fade with those carbon ceramic brake rotors, that's for sure. But like I said, these seats are the real deal. If you want race car seats, these are race car seats. You could barely move in this thing. But that's a good thing because you don't want to be sloshing around because you need to feel what's going on, right? You need to feel what's going on underneath you and around you. Visibility is great. In the rear view mirror, you got that kick up rear spoiler. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! On those brakes, look at this. Yeah! Give it to me. She wants it. The steering is so precise. It's like I could take this car and place it anywhere I want on the road. Anywhere. That's how precise the handling of this car is. The sound is intoxicating. I wish it was a little bit more natural. There is sound being pumped in through the speakers, which is kind of a bummer. And that reminds me of another thing, you know, it's like, when does a lightweight have to have wireless charging? I feel like there's some extra things in here they could get rid of to even make it lighter and more raw. You got that electronic limited slip diff, getting the power to the ground, a little bit more wider tire back there. But this thing is so pinpoint precise, man. It's like a German freaking cruise missile, it really is. Love the way the gear indicator is nice and large on the display. No head-up display, so something to remember, no head-up display. On throttle! On the brakes, look at this. Oh my God. Yes, yes. All the way up the red line. Whoa! It makes you feel invincible. It's that good of a feeling in this car. I tell you, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I go on throttle. Look at this, oh my God. If you only knew what the speed was that we just went around that right-hand corner, it would blow your mind. It would blow your freaking mind. Psst, it was 75 miles an hour. I hope you can keep it secret. Of course, you're gonna hear all the pebbles, all the rocks from the sticky tires hitting the inside of the fenders. This car makes me want to do bad things. Makes me want to. It sounds like a race car in here. It sounds like a race car in here. On throttle! You feel so good! I gotta pull over. I gotta slow my breathing down. It's that exhilarating of a driving experience. The only thing, obviously, I would prefer is a manual, but I'm not gonna shift any quicker than this 8-speed, so I mean, if you're going for quickness, that's the way to go. But she doesn't skip a heartbeat, and my heart right now is pounding just because of how exhilarating this car is. But we got to get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. I gotta leave some rubber on these wheels. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. Wow, what an experience with this special M4 CSL. I definitely gotta thank Miro and the rest of the crew here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, getting us access to this one of just 1,000, that's it, that they built of the mighty CSL. Let me know what you think. Are you going Beamer? Are you going Porsche? That's how you pronounce it. You don't say Porsche. Porsche. That's how it's pronounced. Let me know which way you're spending your money or which way you're dreaming tonight when you go to bed and have a little bit of a wet dream. Other than that, if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Gotta get off the Stephen Flood, the Tripod, Guns McGee. I can't even tell you how many nicknames I have for him. It's because he's so damn good. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.